How wonderful. I've been taken care of.
Yes. Have a good day.
Oh my goodness. I've been walking from Hamilton, 6 o'clock. I started this morning and I was on the railway trail.
Yeah.
I've been helped, I've been cared for, I've been smiled at, I've been hooted at, not hooted, tooted at.
Right. And that's what we do. We've brought up in a culture where everybody.
So polite and embracing.
Yes. It's amazing. And people come and say, how come everybody speaks to everybody? That's our nature. You know, when I was young, I used to get smacked for not speaking to people.
Totally.
I didn't even know, but that's how you came up. And like, when you get older, that's what you do.
And it's incredible. I've been coming along on this route, and I've been saying just that the youngsters who are supposed to actually pick up on those beautiful habits are picking up the most aberrant and disdain habits which have been imported from the other side of the Atlantic.
Right, and it's funny because in my family, it was always told, it's not what you are, it's who you are,
and how you be.
Yes.
And hence you call a human being.
Right, and that's what's going to be, because compassion is something that was always in the household. You know, it's like, we had neighbors, and we never had much, but we would take things, we never go take that, and people around us that didn't have as much as we thought they had, you shared it with them. Because remember, we were at that point one time and we had nothing, so you always share, and it's sort of something that's come up and you grow up with it. So if you see somebody that you think needs a hand, you stop and ask them, can I help you? That's the culture I grew up in. It's not like it used to be. People say, I don't want to know how. Are you sure?
I had to walk much of my way here on the main stretch, and each of those times I was waving and I was saying thank you. Every single car I was saying acknowledging, I was saying thank you.
That's the culture that we.
And then they would wave at me, and if I were to do that in the US or elsewhere, even in England today.
Yes.
They will be staring at you and say, well, what loony are you?
Right, and that's, like I said, you grew up in this culture where you spoke to everybody. That's just the way it was. It's something that, and now you take for granted. So you see somebody just automatically, okay.
There was no family as such, but everyone was family.
Yes. And because, I get it, because when we grew up with actually nothing, the only way you could really get ahead, communicate with everybody. So you could always get someone to talk to about whatever was going on. But the point was, you had your lady farm work first. Speak to him. They say he looks pretty friendly. So then you could probably have a community, have actual word with him, and it just grew from there. And we take for granted we speak to everybody. You know, cars, toot, everything.
Correct.
Yes. And it's funny. I'm so glad I grew up in this culture.
There's no more generations picking up this lovely, beautiful ideas.
Yes. And very seldom I travel, not that I can, but I've grown up with this culture that this is what you're supposed to do. Speak to everybody. You don't want anything, you're just acknowledging their presence. Nothing else. No more, no less. And that's what I tell people. That's why I think this is the most beautiful culture that I've ever run into in my life. It's up to this day.
It's the only value of life that we've got here.
Yeah,
it's not what you're carrying.
No.
It's what you're carrying inside that no one can see, that you recognize everything, that you don't need to be recognized.
And that's what I try to tell people. It's the character. Which is the most important thing in you. It should be your character. It's not about what you have, what you don't have. Your character can take you places. And that's what I was taught as a child.
How wonderful you can be.
Yeah, your character.
That's all they can remember of you.
Yeah. Just be nice. And people will recognize you just to be nice. The opportunities that open up when you do that are amazing. That's what I tell people. That's why you find a lot of people speaking. It's just, that's our culture now. It's ingrained in us. That's who we are.
It's just part of in your blood, and it's running in you.
Yes. And it's funny, we teach our children the same thing. From out of our children, they don't speak.
But for some reason, they have this kind of inward close point, which they don't seem to recognize.
No. Yes, but like I said, as that's not sure what they're getting themselves into, so they'd rather stay away from it.
Over the airwaves.
It's not that they're anti-social,
about your business.
but they don't want anything like, oh, I'm right.
That's freaky and they want
So they avoid the whole situation, which is unfortunate because
remains the
I
most
was telling you,
powerful
you never
advertising
know
tool in the world.
any given
What's
day.
more, it's affordable and easy. Email
Life is
us
an
today.
adventure.
Sales
And it's
at
an adventure that is put in front of you to explore and experience and share.
Yeah, and that's the key. Share the values that you've come up with
The
and
perfect food.
express
It's
yourself to
healthy,
these people.
inexpensive,
What's in
enhances
your
relationships
life
and more. This is
that
not
you
a miracle
experience
pill. It's
is
breastfeeding.
life.
It's the perfect
What is
food for
spoken
babies,
and written down
it
in a
helps mom
book
lose weight.
is a story
Breastfeeding
for your
requires no
entertainment and
sterilization,
pastime.
and breastfed babies have fewer allergies.
But what do you
colds, ear
experience
infections,
within
stomach
your
problems,
frame
and
of
skin
life
rashes. Best of all, it promotes a
where
special
you
bond
can
between mom
share
and
of
child.
with somebody else.
Breastfeed.
Yes.
You'll both benefit.
Anyhow,
Thank you so much.
have a nice
Join
day.
host Jane
Mom,
I
I'm
hope
glad I
you
met
meet more
you.
people
Mind Your
that
Business
give you
radio
that little
show on
uplift,
Thursdays
uplift
at
and
4
say, you know
p.m.
what, life is not that
Tune in to
bad.
find
No,
out how
life
That's
is
how I
not
look at
bad.
life.
No.
I think life's fantastic.
special guest
Life is so
industry
magical.
experts, and more.
Never know what's
Because
on
if
the
you don't
next
mind your
corner.
business,
It's magical.
Like I said,
Thank you so much.
You have a blessed day.
Blessed day to
Yes,
you
sir.
too.
Have another.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Don't worry about it.
I'm so